guys, welcome back to my channel. To those of you who don't know me, my name is my name is Benati Palezweni. Am I still the black boy? But who's asking? Wow, hey guys, I don't know if I should say, I don't know if I should be the one who's saying welcome back or you guys should be the one who are saying welcome back, but in case, welcome back to both of us. So I wanted to film a video before I put out a series of vlogs that are going to be coming out soon, so stay tuned for those, just to kind of touch base with you guys and not just pull through and be like, hey, we vlogging, of which, I mean, to a certain extent there would be nothing wrong with that, but in tone, it is at least once a day. So the last time I uploaded a video on my channel was a month ago, and it's probably even more than a month ago now, but you know, you can see by the timestamps on YouTube that ooh, month ago, ma'am, you know, that ring light was childish for that. So it's been a month. I'm still okay, like I'm still doing good. Sorry, I've got some new tripods here, and yeah, there we go. I'm still good, I'm still okay, I'm still doing great. There's nothing wrong with her. She's happy, she's cute, she's living, you know. I don't think it's something that I actually talked about or that I fully addressed on my channel, but to those of you who don't know, I am doing my honors at UCT this year. I don't know, it's not something that I kind of, it's not that it's a secret, but it's not something that I was like, oh, okay, I want to share until it's like, yeah, got the certificate in the bag type of thing. But wethu, I think it's good to speak about, for lack of a better word, achievements out loud. And you know, because at the end of the day, we have a community here, and I want to be able to inspire other people who look like me, even if you're not someone who looks like me, on my channel, that, you know, as we're going through life, we don't have to take traditional routes of, okay, I'm finished my degree, now I'm gonna go outside into the world and I'm gonna look for a job and all of that. That was not the decision that I had taken, even though I think I'd put out a video at the end of the year last year, and I was kind of doing some reflections and talking about, listen, I don't know where I am or where I'm going to be next year or what I'm going to be doing. Even the fact that I was able to come back to Cape Town was like wild for me, because in my mind I had already come to the decision or come to the knowledge of knowing that, you know what, next year Cape Town isn't a possibility. Because I don't know if I spoke about it, that I initially applied at UCT for a sociology honors, and I did not get it. And I was like, okay, after I didn't get it, I was like, okay, whatever then, like whatever, like that's how y'all gonna be, fine, you know. And it was very, very depressing. Rejection is hard. Taking a rejection is even harder, and dealing with the after effects of getting a rejection, I think, is the hardest part of getting rejected from somewhere. But in any case, after that, started the hair thing, and I was like, okay, if this is not going to work out, then this year I'm doing the hair thing, and I'm taking a gap year just for myself to kind of just a bit. I had planned, okay, listen, I can work on music. There were a lot of avenues of my life, other areas or other avenues of my life that I could explore, but I knew for sure that I did not want to go into the working place yet. And I'd spoken to my parents about it, and they were like, oh, okay, cool, listen, we are down with whatever you want to do at this point. Because then I told myself, okay, if it's not happening this year, I'll apply next year again, because it's something that I definitely want to do, especially in my field, where I wouldn't say there's an influx of people in the field that I'm in, but it's just better to have a better, for lack of a better word, academic standing in the field. So made that decision, and then boom, my results come out, graduated, okay, cool, fine, great. And then the next morning, chilling with my parents in the room, and I get the message that, hey man, we are offering you a firm place for the second thing that I've chosen to study. Okay, for the second thing that I'd chosen to study, which was social development. So it was very much chaos, guys. Initially it was me worried about, oh, okay, cool, I've gotten this offer, I'm still owing school fees, like how is this thing gonna happen? How am I gonna accept the offer? Am I gonna have to do a down payment or payment of registration? Where am I gonna get the money? Where am I gonna live? You know, how am I gonna live? You know, all of those things, even though my younger sister was coming back to Cape Town. And so there were all those questions around that. And then it was like, okay, fine. I chatted to Umama, and Mom was like, listen, I think we should talk to Sane and ask her if you can't stay with her for the year. Speak to Sane. Sane's like, hey man, let's hit it. Like, if it's a good opportunity, it's a great opportunity for you, then, you know. So that happened, which took some load off, but I was still owing the school fees, and whoo, madam, it was a mess. Okay, cool. Sort out my fee debt. That happens. And then the next thing was, now I need to get to Cape Town. And even though everything else has been sorted out, there needed to be, I think, how much was the amount of money we had to have paid by 4th of Feb? How much was it? I don't know how much it was. Maybe 25,000. I don't know where to, but it had to be a down payment that's made before the 4th of Feb. And initially in the past, when you hadn't made that payment by the 4th of February, you would actually have to deregister from the university. So the girl was also in luck in this regard. So fine, that happens, that's great. And then I'm like, because in the previous year I got the rejection for the sociology, I was actually in the process of applying for a bursary via my school. And I was like, okay, it's not happening. And I just let everything go. In the weirdest way, you know, after I get this acceptance, I get another email from the postgraduate finance office, and they're like, listen, there's some missing documents from your application. Can you send these through? Hey, the girl relaxes. I relax. But eventually I send them through, and the lady who works in that area was persisting on some, listen, send through these documents so that we can finalize your application. So the people who award the bursaries and all of that, there's like, I think it seems like there's a panel that sits, and they decide whether or not this person is gonna get through for the funding or whatever. So in the email she was like, listen, there's going to be another seating where the applications, people are going to look through them and all of that. Fine, I send in my things. So then the academic year starts, which is hugely why for a while my YouTube just kind of went dip. Initially you guys would have seen, I think I'll link the vlog somewhere here. Initially you guys would have seen that I actually did start vlogging, and I would vlog and I'm on campus vlogging what I'm doing and all of that. I actually have a vlog that I'm editing now that's going to come up, that I'm going to put up after this video. And I was going fine and doing fine, everything was good. I still am going and doing fine, by the way. Like, there's no crazy part in this, you know, it's just kind of like a life update. I was doing fine and all of that, and then work started happening for real, because the way that we're studying, we had a 2-week block, and then after the 2 weeks lectures were over, but there were still some lectures that were being uploaded online. So we only touched base and met with our lectures for 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks, my first semester was over lecture wise, and then it's just work that I'm submitting until exams in June. Okay, fine, cool. Their work started piling up, guys. When I tell you, that's when, throughout this whole process, I'd really been excited about getting a spot in a place, you know, and I really was happy because I worked hard in my final year, because I wanted to be able to get into the program, you know. Ma'am got a distinction here and there. I think I got three 3 or 4 distinctions. I'm not sure. I can't remember very well. And I worked super hard, and then I made it, and then I'm in here. And then initially when I got here and I was in my lectures and I was enjoying my lectures and I was interacting with the people in my class well, I even became class rep for both of my courses for the semester. I was so totally and completely and utterly sure about the fact that, listen, this is where I'm supposed to be. When the work started, you know, and I think I'd find like a balance with everything. I was uploading on my YouTube. I started at work. I'd smooth myself into campus, despite the fact that the girl hasn't been on campus in a while, and I was worried about the whole compression sock thing. And sometimes I can't walk for very long, not because I don't have the ability to do so, but the compression sock rides down, and then I kind of have to stop and pull it up, and it's uncomfortable. And you know, sitting down in a particular spot in a particular way for a long time, all those the implications of all of that. With my lymphedema, I was like, oh gosh, this is, you know, but I handled that. I overcame that. And I think God was just so good and so faithful in the fact that the people who became our lecturers sort of became, for lack of a better word, like it felt like a lot of the time when we were in our lectures, we were speaking to like our closest older friends or siblings or whatever, but the interactions were just, I'm trying to describe the nature of the interactions. The interactions were just so organic and they were so fruitful, and in as much as we were learning the course content, we were able to pave really good relationships and build like really, really good relationships with people who, I think, had we not been in the space as a class, we would otherwise not have been able to. And you know, when you are in a space where you make certain decisions about how you want to advance your life academically, there's nothing more refreshing than actually meeting someone who looks like you, like meeting a black woman who made the same decision of staying in academia, who found success in academia and is doing really well and is continuing to further herself through the route of academia, you know. So, you know, when you have a particular desire, but then you meet someone that is a confirmation of why it is valid to have that desire, because, you know, black tax, black families, you know, all those elements where it's just like, okay, after you finish, you need to move aside, the next one needs to go in. And for me, I am in a space where I am a second child with my brother, and then we have our little sisters who are younger than us, so they're also in university. One recently went into university, so you can think about all the financial, you know, implications of all of these decisions and thinking, oh my god, you know. And I even had someone who was like to me, why don't you give the other kids a chance, like your dad, you've studied, you know. And I'm just like, and to this day, like, it's still a bit salty, but you know, those are the type of things that I think give you motivation and they fuel you to further solidify why you're in the place that you're in. More especially because I know that it's something that I was intentional about and that I prayed about and that I've been desiring for myself, you know. And another thing, without, you know, revealing my full picture, before I get to that place and position in my life, the place that I'm in right now, as in doing my honors at this stage, is actually something that I wrote in like my vision board, which is like a bigger, further goal from this point, in 2016. And I remember there was this one day and I was doing my work and I'm thinking, am I writing enough? Am I doing enough? You know, is my schedule well? You know, all of those dynamics. And then I found that list, and I found it and I saw it, and then I saw everything else that I'd written on that list in 2016, and I realized just how many things that I'd written on that list I'd actually ticked off of my list, you know. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, oh my god, like, you know, we live our lives trying to please other people and living also through certain expectations of what decisions we should be taking or where we should be in our life, you know, and not just follow the path that is God ordained and God made and God created for us, you know. So back to the school thing. Now it's the real ish that's happening. Like, I need to submit work, I need to do the work, and this whole time it's been smooth sailing. And y'all, when I tell you, like, oh, I don't think that's a very nice reference for me. When I tell you that imposter syndrome gripped me by the spine, that's what happened when the work related area of my life came. Suddenly I started to doubt myself. I started to doubt my writing ability. I started to doubt whether or not I'm in the right place. I started to, and that's partly one of the major reasons why I actually disappeared, because the moment school was like here, and it started overwhelming me, and it started causing me to doubt myself. And then in the midst of all of this, like, family members are calling, other people are calling, friends are calling, you know, all of that. And some people are like, oh my gosh, like, you're gonna be good, you're gonna be okay, you're doing great. And then some people are telling me about how, like, who's gonna want to marry me, you know, when I'm old and gray and I'm still doing this academic thing, or by the time that I'm done with this academic thing, I'm gonna have deformed babies, you know. And I think I remember I was talking to my dad about it, and I was like, I had to intentionally take a step and intentionally choose the people who are gonna be fully surrounding me, like fully holding me up, because that became instrumental in the moments where my voice was speaking, that negative voice in me was speaking inside of me. And so I needed to make sure that when that voice came, it was only me that I needed to fight against. It wasn't me and so, what this person said, what that person said, what that person said. Because once you pile up all of those that person said, despite knowing, and I think it's a human nature thing, you know, that human error, despite knowing the realities and the truth of who you are and where you are, and being confident that you are in the place that God put you in, unfortunately, a lot of the time, the biggest thing that we have to fight is literally our flesh, our minds, our thoughts, you know. And so I had to tell myself, no, I need some separation here, because I need to know that when these moments come of doubt, of imposter syndrome, I need to know that I need to deal with Benati directly and be like, hey man, that's not how we were talking at the start of the year. Hey man, that's not what it's going to look like. That's what your mind is lying to you and telling you that it's going to look like, but that is not the true nature or the true outcome of the situation. So that's why I've been gone, guys. That's why I've been gone. I've been trying to slowly find myself back to myself again. I submitted all of my work, you know. And I also, like, I do want to say that I had to also, because of this end goal, end dream, end vision, end of the line type of thing that I'm trying to set up for myself, I need to make sure that I am putting all of me into it in order for it to actually pan out or happen the way that I want it to happen. Because for me, that's very important, you know. I want to be able to see my vision through and my dream through, you know. So it's kind of a thing where I'm definitely trying to do a balancing act. I've gone back to being a homebody. Listen, I spend more time on campus than I spend anywhere else. I've tried to be more intentional about waking up early in the morning. My sister and I have put in gym into our routine, so that's also something that's different that's happened. So I've just come to report that, listen, I'm doing well, I'm doing great. Some of you who follow me on Instagram, you should follow me on Instagram.